All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, my beautiful people. Thank you guys for tuning back into the YouTube channel. I really appreciate you guys' time and all the beautiful comments you guys have been leaving recently. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I want to say that this is going to be one of my favorite videos that I'm going to make for a very long time. I'm not saying none of the videos I haven't made are my favorite, but due to the simple fact that this is going to be another one of those completed collections so far. I mean, so far I'm putting an asterisk on it due to the simple fact that everything here is going to be officially released. There's some that you could get burnt off of like the MP3s that have been released out in the wild because of this artist, because he's made so many albums, mixtapes, songs, whatever you want to call it. But that's enough yapping. Sorry to take your time. We're going to get straight into it. None other than Mac Miller. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So, my boy Mac, he ended up releasing this debut mixtape in 2010 by some stroke of luck. I ended up getting the colored vinyl. I know that some of these you could get black and white, but I ended up getting the yellow vinyl, which I thought was very fitting for the time. And I want to say that it's so awesome seeing that he made so many songs and we grew up with him, and it's due to the simple fact that he was just, I think, free spirited and always doing what he wanted, that I always gravitate towards his music and stuff. So it's just so awesome. But I know that there are people who are getting the burnt ones. They're not official, so I don't want to buy them because it's not like directly funding or helping like his family or himself. But I will say that there's 4 other mixtapes that have been released, and I'm gonna drop the link of the discography list that I'm going through. There's more through this Reddit thing, but I'll show you guys the ones that I've gotten. But I will say that the High Life was the mixtape that he dropped before Kids, and I will say that that one was pretty cool. I just want to note that. So yeah, Kids was the first official one that I got, and then the next one is going to be Best Day Ever. This one's probably the dopest one when it comes to like the color. I think this one, I think I got like what was it, translucent lavender vinyl or some shit. So yeah, super dope. I'm so happy that I got this one. This one has like the smash hit Donald Trump, and it's so funny that he got into a feud with the president that we have right now. That's hilarious. And I would say my favorite song off of this is She Said. I definitely recommend that song because he really slid on the entire beat. Like, it's crazy thinking that this came out in 2011, and Mac is, I think, around like 10 years or so older than me. So it's crazy that he was making such great music and such music that has longevity to it, if that makes any sense. He makes songs that if you listen to it now, it'll still sound great due to the simple fact that he was just like an audiophile. He was always locked into the studio, tipo Larry Fisherman. This fool was always getting the beats done, doing all the back end. So I thought that was super cool. The next one after this one is On and Beyond, but like I said, that one hasn't been officially released. And then the one that I got so lucky on, I went to Target with my little sister and I found this one, which I really, really love due to the simple fact that it has Love Lost. I think that beat that Mac Miller was on just was amazing, and it just gives me a glimpse back into like the time frame when this came out. I believe that this one came out in 2011. So 2011 was just such a great time. I was 11 years old when this came out, and I just want to say that this one's probably one of the cooler mixtapes. A lot of people consider this now to be a album, but I wouldn't consider it to be due to the simple fact that he released it as a mixtape. So whatever he credits it, that's what it's got to be. That's what Max is doing. But okay, the controversial one, Blue Slide Park. I want to say that this one's crazy due to the fact that this one's a translucent green. So the other one was yellow. I'm trying to get like the different color ones. I don't think I'm gonna splurge and get like the black ones, the regular ones, and these. I think I'm gonna just stick to the OGs, just one, and just the color ones. So yeah, I think it's super cool because this one was the one that got him the number one. I made a video about it a little while ago. I remember the stats of it off the top of my head. I want to check myself. I think it was like 139,000 units sold first week, and it's so dope that he was able to actually get his first number one. But a lot of people consider this one to be like, quote unquote, his wackest one. I wouldn't really consider it. It's not my cup of tea. I will say that like the music he's made progressing after this is significantly better. But if this never happened, we would have never gotten catapulted into the stardom that we got into when it comes to Mac Miller. So I think that's super dope. We definitely needed Blue Slide Park, and it's cool because he paid homage to Pittsburgh and his city. So all all the most dope family knows that there's like a celebration that goes on over there where there's a blue slide park. I would definitely like to go and actually slide through the blue slide park. So I think it's super dope. And yeah, the next one, I know that there's a burnt one where you get like the official girls on it. This one just has like the embossed white. This is the 10-year anniversary for the Macadelic. And oh my gosh, this one's probably, I mean, there's a mix between mixtapes and albums when it comes to like his discography, but I will say mixtape Mac is just insane when it comes to him actually putting into the pen what is going on in his head. Like the songs that he was making at such a young age, I think 20 years old when he finished this. Macadelic was released in 2012, so you could see how he did multiple albums or mixtapes in within the same year. Sometimes within 3 years he would have dropped like 6 things, which is already absurd to think about. But I will say that in the Macadelic record, my favorite songs are the ones not featuring other people, but I will say like Fight the Feeling or Thoughts from a Balcony always ring a bell in my head because of how deep the messages were. And I love that he was able to release such a great mixtape, now considered an album. It just depends on who you're talking to, due to the fact that he did such great songs that, I mean, 13 years later they still sound great. And it's amazing that he was able to release such great music that like stands the test of time. So yeah, I'm so appreciative. Sorry if I'm out here yapping, but it's just so dope that I was actually able to complete this. And talking about complete, the reason why this video took so long was because of this one right here. I wanted to get the brown vinyl for this one. I got the 10-year anniversary, just the regular one, but I got the 10-year anniversary, but I wanted the regular one. And I think it's so dope how I was able to get both of them. My mom, she wasn't really the happiest, but I will say that this one's so dope because of the fact that like the parental advisory is right where like his nuts are. So he's just so funny. This one has like Earl Sweatshirt on it. The Ab Soul feature was amazing. And I will say that like Suplexes inside, Suplexes was really cool. And this is the one that I was telling you that my mom got upset about, but this is so dope. This is the 10-year anniversary, but this is heavy as hell. This is probably like 2-3 fingers thick. And yeah, I mean, it has like posters inside. It's so dope. And I think this one was the one that I wanted to open first if I was to open something, but that's in the future. We'll see how it goes. The next one after the Macadelic one was Larry Lubstein, but I will say I don't think I'm ever going to be able to get that one due to the simple fact that it's like $300-$400 on eBay, so that's already insane in my books. Then he did the Vince Staples, like Larry Fisherman collab with Delusional Thomas coming out at the end of that year. I still don't have those. Like I said, those are the burnt ones. But the next one that I do have is going to be Faces, and this one's the one that my godfather got me. This is dope. I love Faces to death. I got this one tatted on me. I want to say that Grand Finale was just chef's kiss. And shout out my boy Mac. He just did such great songs back to back to back. And I will say that he did so many great things, and I'm just so thankful that I'm able to collect all these. I got the Balloonerism one, even though this came out officially in 2024, 2025 on the back end. That's when they released it in 2025, but they announced it in 2024. I think this one, he was supposed to release alongside Faces, and I think they recorded about 90% of it in a week, so I think that's dope. So I'm putting it on here, even though it wasn't officially released after. It was made, I think, conjoined with it. After this one, I got Good AM. Good AM was so dope. I think my favorite song of this is 100 Grandkids and Clubhouse. Clubhouse is amazing off of this. I don't know how I forgot about that, but yeah, Clubhouse is probably my most played song off of Good AM. Man, I love Mac's discography after he went through Macadelic. It was so dope. And I think Good AM ranks like on top 3 of my favorite albums. The next one, Divine Feminine. This one was awesome due to the fact that he wrote about love in general, not about a specific woman when it came to interviews or stuff. But I think it's so dope how he was able to release that in 2016. I was 16 years old, I'm progressing with Mac, and him talking about intimate stuff, it maybe more progressive, and it was so awesome that he was able to branch out and we were able to listen to a different side of him that maybe we weren't exposed to before. We had little glimpses of it with the Larry Lovestein, but I think it's so dope how it came into fruition with the Divine Feminine. So super dope. I know this one, Anthony Fantano, which is the Needle Drop, this guy I watch on YouTube who makes videos on music reviews. He kind of rated Swimming really low, and at that time, I will say that I was kind of hurt because this one is probably my favorite all-around Mac. Like, this one has no skips. I'm not saying the other ones don't, but this one probably rings more sentimental value to me. And yeah, it's just so dope how this one was supposed to be an accompaniment with Circles, but sadly he never got to see Circles or the one that I'm going to show after pass. And yeah, it's so crazy that he was able to release such great bodies of work. And I believe the last night he was alive with us on this earth, he was actually playing a song off of this, and it was the ending of So It Goes. And it was just so awesome that he released this body of work specifically. And then Circles was just like I don't know, it was just the icing on the cake. This one made me ball up. I remember listening to it, and it was so crazy because it's like a very heartfelt message of Mac saying his goodbyes after we're no longer able to see him or talk to him or be able to like enjoy his presence. I think it's so crazy how he was able to release something in a sense where it's like a goodbye. So I think it's so dope. And then this one's probably the dopest just because it has his beautiful face on it. The NPR Tiny Desk. I think this one just hit like 200 million or something on YouTube when it comes to like people seeing him and wanting to be with him. So yeah, it's so dope. At the end it says, "Thank you guys for giving me a space to play music with my friends and have fun. Love always, Mac Miller." Yeah, it's just so awesome. I'm so thankful that I'm able to collect all these. I know that there's some that are burnt, like I said, but eventually, over time, I'm hoping to get the new ones that come out, whether it's anniversary editions or whatever. But yeah, let me know which ones you guys are, how many you've collected when it comes to Mac. So how many of you guys have collected Mac ones, which ones are your favorite, which ones aren't. And yeah, thank you guys for spending the time with me here. Sorry for the lag, I'm gonna get more going, but appreciate you guys. Deuces.